What's going on, guys? This is Eamon. In this video I'm going to talk to you about how you can predict your Facebook ad results before you even start running them. Now, I know the reason that a lot of contractors kind of stay away from advertising is because they have no idea of the kinds of returns they can get. But I've got this tool that I want to share with you. I'm going to leave a link for it in the top comment if you want to use it yourself. That kind of lets you get an idea of what you can expect when you start running ads for yourself. So, like I said, I'm going to leave this in the top comment, and then when you come to use it, you can just download it and then it'll open here. Sorry, I mean you'll get the link, you click on the link, and it'll open up like this. But because I'm sharing it with you, you won't be able to input your own numbers in here. So what you should do is go to File and then make a copy. Alright, and then that way you'll copy it onto your own Google account, and obviously you should be logged in. So basically the idea of this tool is that you can input your numbers, and you can see here, it's only the blue ones, the fields in blue, that you should edit. So put in the cost per lead that you're aiming for. I'm going to tell you what to aim for. You can put the monthly management fee here if you've got somebody managing it for you, so you can add that to your total monthly investment, and obviously the monthly ad budget itself. So let's start off with doing this. So a good cost per lead for the painting industry, and I've made a few videos about this, is about 30 to 50, okay? Now, this depends a lot on seasonality. You can get sometimes below 30, especially in the summertime. So let's say, just for example, that you're getting a $30 cost per lead, okay? Now I'm going to leave the monthly management fee for zero for this example. Let's say you're doing this yourself. And your monthly budget that you're spending on the ads, which is obviously going straight to Facebook, let's say you've got that at $2,000, okay? So your total monthly investment is $2,000. Now, like it says here, only edit the fields in blue. Don't edit the other two, because then you're going to mess up the formulas that are in them, and it's not going to be able to calculate the stuff that you want it to calculate. So if your budget is 2,000 and your cost per lead is 30, you're going to get about 67 leads that month. Now for the lead to estimate rate, what you're going to find with these advertising leads, again, if this is your first time doing it, you might not be familiar, but what you're going to find with them is that you're not going to be able to turn a lot of them into estimates, because most of them just aren't going to respond. But it's the ones that do that you want to squeeze the most out of, and that's where you're going to make your money, obviously. So a good lead to estimate rate is about 30 to 40. That's what you can expect. So 30 to 40% of all the leads that get in touch with you, you'll be able to turn them into estimates. So out of 67 leads, you'll be able to turn 24 into estimates. And I just want to mention something. Just because you didn't turn all these other ones into estimates doesn't mean that they were bad leads. You can just keep them in your CRM and keep them on a long-term nurture. So you're sending them emails and messages, or maybe you're reactivating them when you're running an offer or a special, because you already paid to acquire them. So if later down the line they're more ready to, pull the trigger, you want to be in front of them when that happens. Don't just assume that because they didn't go with you, that necessarily means that they went with somebody else. I've made a video on this, so that's the whole idea. So don't think that this is all wasted. But anyway, so your lead to estimate rate is about 35%, and you got 24 estimates, okay? Now put in your close rate. Now again, with advertising lead, you're obviously not going to close as high as you would with referral leads, for example. But a good closing rate on these leads would be, again, in that 30 to 40 range, because this is cold traffic. This is different than your Google leads, for example, or your website leads, because these people were in the market. That's how they found you on Google. It's a bit different with Facebook. You're kind of generating the demand for people, so the need isn't as high. So let's say you're closing them at about, let's say, be a bit more modest, 35%. You can see how everything just changes. So that means you got 8 sales. Now, by the way, with these numbers, they're just averages, okay? You might do a lot better than this. Like, you might look at this and think, only 8 jobs out of 24 estimates, like that's pretty bad. Well, then that's good, because this is just showing you a worst case scenario of the kind of return you could be getting. Now, like I said, don't edit these. The ones that are in this color and the ones that are in green, don't edit them. Now put in your average job value. Now, this is obviously going to depend on the season and on you as a company. But if this is like a summertime, you're going to be doing a lot more exteriors, then your average job value for that time is going to be higher. So let's say that your average job value is $7,000, okay? Again, let's be a bit more modest, but put it down to 6,000. The revenue you're going to make, because it's 8 jobs, right? Each at around 6,000, your revenue is 48,000. Now what's your profit margin on that? So just labor and materials. That means that your gross profit on these jobs is going to be 19,200. So what that means is that your gross profit minus the monthly investment that you made, minus that 2,000, that's going to be 17,200. That means that you spent $2,000 and you made 17,200 in profit. That's pure profit, okay? That's after you've taken the gross and your monthly investment. So what's your return? Like for every $1 that you spent, you got $8.6 out in this scenario. And like I said, this is supposed to be a worst case scenario where you do 24 estimates and you close 8. Like I said, if you're looking at that and you think that's small, well then that's great. That means you can expect even better results than you thought. So your return would be about 8.6. And I've added these two columns here, the cost per estimate, just so you can keep an eye on these numbers. I know a lot of people don't care about their cost per lead. They're more concerned with the cost per acquisition. So how much it costs them to actually get a job. So in this scenario, where you got 67 leads and 35% of them turned into estimates, your cost per estimate in this case was $83. So each of these 24 estimates cost $83 because you spent $2,000 to get them, to get everything. And the cost per acquisition, so per job, because you got 8 jobs, was $250. So that means that in this case, you spent $250 to get 8 jobs. Now, I don't know about the numbers for your business, but I think for most people, this works, okay? This is a very profitable campaign, and you're getting $8.6 for every $1 that you put in. And you can play around with these, again, only the blue ones. Try not to mess around with the other ones. So that's why I really like this tool, is it lets you just visualize this stuff. It gives you a good idea of what can happen in the worst case scenario. And if you're happy with it, and that's your worst case scenario, then it might be a sign to go ahead. So like I said, I'm going to leave this in the description and in the top comment if you're interested in it. Just click on it to go to the website, put your email in, and I'll send you the link to it. And then, like I said, go to File, make a copy, and then it's all yours, okay? Play around, but only in the blue fields. You can play with the cost per lead, the monthly management fee, the monthly budget. All right, that's everything I've got for this video. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you really make good use of the tool. And, hopefully it puts you at ease before you start a new campaign. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. Or if you need help with this stuff, you can go to my website. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.